everybody. Welcome to this wonderful Wednesday, May 22nd. My gosh, I always say that. We are almost half of this year have passed already, right? You are watching Cosmic Guardians with hosts Anne and Corrine. We can't see Corrine today because there's something with the camera, but that's okay. She's here with us. She's listening and you can ask questions to her as well. And I have my beautiful friend since many, many years on screen here with us today. So we have a special guest, and that is Adelina. And she's coming live all the way from Sweden, which I am too. And Corrine is coming to us from Arizona, Mesa, Arizona, actually, to be honest. And I love that. So I have a history with Arizona, and that's beautiful. And good morning again to you both. If I didn't say that, you had with me, if I'm a little bit scattered today. So Cosmic Guardians intend to be live with you every week on Wednesdays, usually this time, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 12 noon Central time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece. And once in a while, we may actually come with a pre-recorded video. But today we are live with you here. We go live at facebook.com/Cosmic Guardians and youtube.com. How do you say that little sign there? It's that at Angel Place on Earth. And we are so excited today. We're going to hear from someone else here who has a huge history on the spiritual path. I'm really excited. And, every person on this earth, each and every one of us, we all have a story to share, and we should share it with each other. So just recapping a little bit about last week, we talked about healing ourselves means healing the earth. We are all connected. And that is also important to remember. So if you missed the last week's episode, you can go to facebook.com/Cosmic Guardians or youtube.com/@Angel Place on Earth. And you can find last week's show and even other past episodes, right? So let's get to it. I love this. Hi, Adelina. I'm very welcome.
Hi, thank you. I'm so excited and happy to be joining your show and getting to know Corrine also.
Yes. I have to say something because it's always funny in this world, right? And we had an issue with your camera, Adelina, a few days ago.
Yeah.
And we resolved that. You resolved it. And today we can't see Corrine, but she's still here. She's with us. And we can ask her questions as well to bring her on. If anyone wonders why we can't see Corrine, but she's here with us. And I can start talking about you a little bit, Adelina, because I've known you since the year of 2000, the millennium shift. Isn't that exquisite by itself, right?
Yes.
And we actually met first time, I think, in Greece. Am I correct?
No, first time was in Stockholm.
I was in Stockholm, yes.
When Carola was introducing us, yeah.
Yeah. Because that was at that time when I myself started to, as I stated, consciously dig into the spiritual path, try to understand things, right? So that is great. I think Corrine left and she's going to come in again. That's perfect. We just continue. And you started way before me to consciously educate yourself on this path, right?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I pushed you.
Do you want to tell us something, how this started for you?
Yeah. I can tell a very strange story that has to do with an angel. I have been spiritual all my life, and I come from a family with strong and psychic women. And my grandfather, on my mom's side, he didn't believe in God or anything like that. He was a very simple man, very good-hearted, worked as a hired hand on farmhouses. And the family lived on a big island in the eastern part of Finland where there are lots of lakes. So this was a very big island on a big lake. And their house was the only house. So they were the only people living on that island. And everywhere where they went, they had to take a boat. And at that time, they had to row a boat. There were nothing else. And on winters, which were cold and long, they skied over the ice. So once my grandfather had been working in the forest, and he was skiing home, and it was quite early in the afternoon because it gets dark, and how it gets dark in November,
Yeah.
December. It gets
Yes.
dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And he was skiing over the ice, and suddenly he saw a very bright light just in front of him. And he fell on his knees.
Oh my.
He didn't dare to look, and when he dared, there was a huge angel standing in front of him, and he thought that his last minute has come, that the angel had come to that he was going to die, and the angel has come to take him away. And somehow the angel communicated to him that no, you don't believe in anything, you don't believe in angels, you don't believe in God, and I came to show you that we exist.
That is very powerful.
It's very powerful. And so the angel left, and my grandfather went skiing home. And he came in to to the kitchen, and he went straight to the bookshelf and took a Bible, and he said, "From now on, this is my book." Because he had never opened the Bible. He had never
Wow.
been to church. And my grandmother was religious. So they were the happiest couple, but they became even more happy after this. And my grandfather was such a sweet soul. He was liked by everyone, maybe because of the angel meeting. And this story has been there all my life. So when I was a very small child, I always asked angels for help. And this is the start of my spiritual life, I must say.
That was a very powerful moment for him, you
Yeah,
know.
it was. It was more than that. I think he never recovered really. You can think about. I have seen angels, but I have met nobody like that. I mean, I have seen angels at far, and I've seen angels in meditation, but I haven't seen angels in reality. And I don't know that if I could see anyone like angel appeared at my home. It would be too much, I think. And they know it. They don't frighten us.
Yeah.
So obviously, my grandfather needed a very strong experience to be able to believe. And
I think
we
many of
also
us
saw,
actually do. We need something that is out of the ordinary so we can
yeah,
really say, okay, I can't deny this. I just can't
yeah,
deny it, right?
because faith is not superficial; it's in the heart, and you have to experience it. I mean, faith can come if you really love someone like a child or someone significant other, and that in that way you can believe in because it's something like otherworldly. It's love is so strong. But if you haven't experienced it, then you get love in another way. And but I don't know. My grandfather he got both love and an angel. So
I
I
actually had,
became
I'm just sorry,
yeah
I'm just going to chime in. I had an experience with a person because they do say, and I had this experience myself at least 2 times, when people out on the street, people I didn't know, talked to me in a very specific way. that made me think that, oh gosh, I did meet angels. But they didn't
Yeah,
say they
yeah,
were, right? They have
exactly.
that.
Yeah, and we know also that angels sometimes come and they are in the crowd or they are observing us or coming to help. Maybe they help or they do help when there's a catastrophe. I know that when the Estonia boat, the catastrophe where how many people were 500 people? No, 800 people died,
Almost 900, I think.
almost 900. And I know that there were lots of angels helping inside of the ship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is not what I should talk about today. I should talk about positive thinking and affirmations. And there is a reason for that because for a few months ago, I was asked for a ladies' lunch, and there was a lady I had not met before. Her name was Lilian. And this Lilian was incredible. She was incredibly spiritual and interesting to talk to. And she had met somebody who's no longer alive, somebody, a Swedish woman who has written a book. I have a big book here of her book. I see. It's called Imagine Yourself a Better Life. Anna-Stina Wrethammar. Her name is Anna-Stina. And now I tell you a really, really strange story. Anna-Stina had lost everything. She and her husband had divorced. They didn't have children. She had, at the same time, same week, she had lost her job. So she didn't know what to do with her life, but she had a car. So she was driving a car in the city of Stockholm. And suddenly, inside of the car, a voice came and said, "Go to Aquarius bookstore." And another voice, "Go to Aquarius bookstore." So from all over the car, she heard voices, "Go to Aquarius bookstore." And it so happened that she was quite close. There's only one spiritual bookstore in Stockholm, and that's called Aquarius bookstore. And she was quite close to that bookstore. So she thought, okay, I park a car and I go inside. And I don't know why she's writing. And she went to the bookstore and was looking for all the books and couldn't understand what she was looking at. And on the way out, she thought, I go out and I leave this. There's nothing for me. On the way out, her right hand is taken up, so she couldn't get it down. And
Oh,
she
wow.
looked at the shelves, and on the shelf, there was a book coming out. And she understood that this is the book I have to buy. And that it's this book I have bought.
It almost fell in her lap, like we say, right?
This fell from when she was on the way out. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, Dr. Joseph Murphy, an American, who wrote about positive thinking. And so she bought this book and started studying positive thinking and affirmations. And this came to be her next job. She had courses and lots of people came to learn positive thinking because there was nothing like that before in Swedish. And what happened then was that she was also she worked for herself, so she wanted to have a house with an open fireplace because she was freezing all the time, and she was not too good in affirmations, so she forgot to affirm that it would be her house. So with that house, she got a house, an open fireplace. There was a man, but it wasn't the right man. It wasn't the man he wanted to have. So that backfired, I would say. And
I
then
just
she
going to
learned
chime in again. The importance of sometimes being specific, right?
very specific
Yeah.
if you work with affirmations. And anyway, she got it right eventually and had the right man also. And then she went to Esalen. I think it's pronounced Esalen in California, the institute where the Wayne Dyer och all Louis Hay and all these old, really good, famous
Teachers. Yeah.
spiritual people were having lectures and so. So Anna-Stina went to Isalen, and there she learned about I am affirmations. I am the Spirit of God. We all are. We have the Spirit of God inside of us, or the Holy Spirit, if you think about the Bible. We all have a Holy Spirit. That is what we got when Jesus came down to us and then became a spirit. And anyway, she went to asylum and she had learned about I am affirmations. And then she came back to Sweden, and there was very bad weather. It had been raining, but under the rain, under the wet road, there was ice because it had been cold a couple of days before. So it was the worst possible road to drive a car on. And suddenly her car didn't obey her. So she tried to turn it right, but it didn't go right. It went left, and left was an opposing lane. So there was an opposing traffic coming towards her. She thought that there's going to be an accident. I'm going to die or something. And the only thing she could think was to shout, I am, I am. She shouted, I am. At the very moment, the car is directed to the right lane, and she avoided the accident.
I have
So
goosebumps.
powerful. So
Yeah, very
powerful it is.
powerful.
Yeah.
And
She got
they say that when we are stating I am, we are directly speaking to our higher self and out into the universe, right?
exactly. Yeah. And I was looking at YouTube, and I saw that Wayne Dyer actually has an I am YouTube affirmation. So I hadn't got time to look at it, but if you want, please do. Because we are talking about him, it's not a coincidence. Everything is directed or given to us like that.
Everything is
So
directed, and there is a powerful I am that I am that one can
yeah,
use as well, right? I
yeah,
am that I am.
exactly. And before, yeah, to continue with positive thinking, Anna-Stina, she she later on lived in Switzerland with her new husband, who was good. And they had two countries to choose, Switzerland or USA, because the husband's job was such that he was offered two countries. You can choose from these. And Anna-Stina didn't know, and the husband didn't know. And so they asked for signs. And then every time she switched on the TV, there was Switzerland. Every time she opened a newspaper, Switzerland. So it happened so much that they said, okay, there's no other alternative. We have to move to Switzerland. So they did. And in Switzerland, this is maybe the best thing I've ever heard, actually. A woman who she knew, a friend, came to visit her from Sweden. And this friend didn't believe in anything that Anna-Stina was working and thought that this is just nonsense, this is the thing that she's doing. And they were going to a grocery store. And the man behind the desk was really angry. He was so angry, and he was shouting to all people and being rude to all people. And the closer they came, the more Anna-Stina started affirmation. And the affirmation is, we are all children of God. We are all children of God. And when that turn came, and the friend was standing beside Anna-Stina, then this man behind the desk, who was so angry, he looked at Anna-Stina and said, how can I help you? And so friendly. And the friend almost fainted. And then when they went out, she asked, what did you do for this man? Because he just changed his mood like that. I
Yeah.
just said, we are both children of God. And one of Anna-Stina's students in Sweden, had also used that affirmation. She was working at a big office, and they had a meeting, and the meeting was not going well at all, and people were arguing, and the tone of the meeting was really nasty. And she started also, "We are all children of God. We are all children of God," inside of her mind. And in a couple of minutes, they all agreed upon that, no, but we have a solution. We don't need to argue, and everything was good again. So please, test this to everything. And don't say anything to anyone, but just inside of your mind.
Yeah,
We are all
that is
children of God.
powerful. It's way more
It is.
powerful than we think,
Yeah.
because what we see outside is a reflection, and that can be quite challenging for some of us. Even if I've
Yeah.
done this for such a long time,
Yeah.
sometimes the views do come down. It does, because I'm human when I'm here, right?
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
and I think this is a message. Your story there is a message to everybody, to actually, if we need to start to become aware, not punish ourselves for it, because that's going
Mhm.
to bring us even worse things, right? So
Yeah.
then we are in a loop of negative energy. But when we are aware, we can refocus the energy towards something else.
Yeah.
Great.
And I would also say that, of course, we are entitled to get angry or say clearly that I don't accept this. I don't accept what you say to me, and I don't agree upon what you're saying. But you can say it in so many different ways. We don't need to
Exactly.
hurt. Mm.
No.
We can be firm but not hurt.
you
So,
know Sorry for chiming in all the time. It That is a part of also showing love, because love is not always to say I love you and
mm,
doing this on someone's
no,
head.
no.
It's also stating what you think and being your true self, right?
And if you are in a relationship, or if you have a friend, and you don't say what you think, and you don't say that the friend is hurting you, or that you don't agree about this thing, then the friend think, or your partner thinks that it's okay, and it puts up like a big cloud, and
Yeah.
one day it's too much, and you just explode.
Yeah, exactly. And if we allow ourselves to be, it's a part of being genuine. you know
Yeah, yeah,
Everything can be said, but we need to say it before we want to you know
exactly, exactly, absolutely.
I'm that funny
Yeah.
person, sorry.
What?
I'm the
You're a
funny
funny
person.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have laughed a lot, and Anna and I.
We love much, 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 much.
Yeah. So I have been talking about Anna-Stina Wrethammar, but actually, there are more recent people who you can, like Rhonda Byrne, is also about positive thinking. Her book, The Power, or what was the first? Um, Help me.
I don't remember
Magic
that, sorry.
Magic Power, and Rhonda, all her books are based on positive thinking, on changing your life, on changing the way you are so that you can change your life. And she's also a very powerful teacher.
Yeah.
And then we have this guy in, I think he lives in Los Angeles in California. His name is Sard Simon, and his origin is Brazilian, but I think he was born in the USA. He's a bit crazy. He has written 3 books, and the last one is about dancing. He has developed a method of releasing trauma by dancing, and he's a yoga teacher, and his name Sar Simon. This is a book.
Oh.
This book, 5 Minute Daily Meditations, it's incredible. Just before we started, I read to Anne what 22nd May today, has in this book. It's not a meditation, it's just be present for peace. The more people live in the present moment, the less conflict there will be. And we have just talked about conflicts. So it was a
Yes.
good topic. Yeah. To be in this moment. Don't think about, oh, for 2 years ago, you'd said to me this and that. That creates a conflict. And if what's happening next year can create a conflict, but just now everything is good. So this is a good reminder.
I
And
think that
another
was a
thing,
special for today also, because I know that we have conflicts. I'm not going to mention anything specific, but we have conflicts going on all over the globe, right?
we have, and I was born in Finland, like I said. I have been living in Sweden for 2/3 of my life, but Finland has got a very long border with Russia, and Russia has moved troops to that border. And I have Finnish friends and relatives. They are not afraid, but they are also praying and with affirmations that everything will be kept calm. And I hope so. And I hope that the threats that come are empty threats. Uh, but it's a little bit terrible to have it like
We're
that
doing
with your
this.
home country.
Yes.
Mm. So this book, I have a healing mantra meditation. I'm very interested in healing. And this is also, mantra is like affirmation. Mantra is a Hindu and Buddhistic affirmation. And you can work with mantras. You can even heal yourself with a mantra. I was once feeling nauseous and I was sitting at the bus and I had a mantra that came to my mind, Om Mani Padme Hum. It's a Tibetan mantra. And I was concentrating very hard only to think about the mantra. When I came to the subway, I was feeling perfect. No more nausea.
No more nausea.
No.
You know,
So,
you are mentioning a lot of things that are very, very important, and like everything else on this path, there are layers, right? But
yeah.
the part where we try to promote here positive thinking, it is extremely important, because if we are seeing everything like someone who sees the glass half empty instead of half
Mm,
full,
yeah.
that's a part of how we can see it, right? But this path
Yeah.
in general, there's no one else who can do it for you, right? So we need in
Exactly.
our hearts, try to
And
find who we are. And from that place, we are going to attract other things, and magic is going to
mm,
start to happen,
do you
right?
think, do you remember, that we started from for many years ago? Now I'm laughing. We're talking about who am I? What do I want from my life?
Yes,
It's a good
yes,
question. Who am I? Are we
yes.
closer now, do you think?
I think we are a little bit closer, but the
I
more
think so
you walk
too.
on this path, to be honest with you, the more you
Mm,
understand that you don't know anything really.
mm,
We can read things, we can listen to things, but we need to explore from within. That's going to bring us on our path, and we
yeah,
can only try to be our true selves. And I think that is one of the biggest challenges in this world, because there are so many things on the outside trying to frame us, right?
yeah, yeah,
Putting
yeah,
frames,
exactly so. Mm,
terms, and restrictions on who we're supposed to be. And that we need to go beyond that. But
mm.
it's worth it, I can tell you.
Yeah, I can tell you true. It really is worth it. When you find yourself, because this is also, when we started, who am I? And we started this who am I in Greece. And I had been to Delphi. And the
Oh,
temple
yes.
area in Delphi has a portal of stones. And above that portal are the words Gnosis eafton, know yourself.
Gnosis
And that,
Dalton.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is a really good advice. Know who you are, but of course you change in time. So what was then for 20 years ago is not real now.
No.
So we have changed, yeah. But the
Yeah.
basics is there.
Yeah.
We were
And
seekers. Mm.
to sneak something in again here, I love talking too, right? Sorry.
Okay.
But, we tend to remain many times in the past and we invite things that happen
Yeah,
to us, right? That part needs to actually stop. It
yeah,
needs to
that's
stop
true.
because past is gone. It doesn't mean that we're going to forget about everything. We're still going to have memories, but it's not going to affect us
Mm.
because we don't invite it. We don't let us
Yeah,
be affected by it. And the future, we don't have only one path written in stone. There are multiple choices and paths for us. It depends on this moment.
exactly. And it's good if you make the right choice. You see, on even if you don't, when you see that the choice was wrong, have courage to change it.
Exactly, because we can change it. We have that
Yeah,
power. We
yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah. So I have here in this book again, healing mantra meditation. This is very short. You don't need to meditate, but I can read it to you. And yeah, breathe in, say, I am healing. Breathe out, say, I allow life to work its magic. Breathe in, I release all pain, illness, and heartache from my being. Breathe out, I'm safe and in perfect health. It's so
Yes,
short, but if
it is.
you learn this by heart and think about it every time you feel bad or every time you are, let's say you are sad or upset or something, this will calm you down.
It
It's not
will.
only this book. Yeah,
And it's a big part of self-talk. How do we talk to ourselves?
yeah,
How do
exactly.
what do we think about ourselves? If we are framing ourselves in any way, that's where
Yeah.
we need to start. Because if we are framing ourselves or we are talking bad towards ourselves,
Mm,
that is also, we teach also others how to treat us, right?
that's true. And respect yourself so others respect you.
Exactly.
Uh,
You are so
yeah,
wise.
exactly. And if you respect yourself, then you are a happy person because no one can hurt you. You know that, um, how should I say, you have a core that is light inside of you.
Yes. And when you love yourself, you don't feel the need to sit on someone or
No, no,
diminish someone or
no, no.
um, try to make them less than they are, right? Because that is an action, because we can blend in a little bit of karma here too. And karma is, in my mind, it's choices and consequences. So it's basically very, very simple. If we understand
Mm,
that simpleness, then we understand that if I'm going to be rude to someone, of course we can make mistakes because intention counts as well, right? So if I have a
yeah,
really bad intention, that is a little bit worse than if I make a mistake. If I say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, I was out of line, I wasn't my best version. Yeah, we can actually fix that, but we need to. But when we love ourselves, we love those around us as well, and we try to lift them up.
yeah. I can tell a story from my work. I worked as an executive secretary for many years, or is executive assistant for at a big engineering company and at a big law firm. The last 17 and a half years. 17 and a half, by the way. My parents were married 17 and a half years. At the engineering company, I was 17 and a half years. I was married 17 and a half years. And then the last place where I worked was 17 and a half. So I don't know why 17 and a half is such a powerful number for me, but so it is. And at the law firm, I had 12 lawyers in my group, so I was the only assistant for them. And one of them was really, yeah, really, really rude. He was horrible. He was treating everyone badly, and especially me. He wanted a blonde, beautiful young woman as his assistant. And he got me, and he was very disappointed, obviously. I'm not blonde and I'm not young, maybe not too beautiful either. And he was, one day, he was shouting at me 3 times. He came into our room. I was sharing a room with 2 others, and he was just 3 times he yelled from the door.
Oh, yeah.
And it was something I couldn't do anything about, because it was a computer program that didn't work, and that was a computer department taking care of that, not me. But he didn't care. He had to. He was so angry, so he had to yell. And he was, anyway. Everything was really, really terrible with him. And then his mother died, and he was standing in the close in the wardrobe, and I passed him, and I stopped and said, "I'm sorry to hear that your mother died. I'm very sorry. How did I talked a little bit with him, and how did it happen, and how do you feel now, and so some friendly words. After that, he was a different person.
Yeah.
He changed totally. His attitude towards me is changed totally. And when I left the company, it was good I was sitting, because I had written a small message that now I'm going, and thank you all for these years and so. And he sent an answer to me. "Oh, I'm so grateful for everything you have done to me, and I'm going to miss you terribly." And this came
Yeah.
from a person. Yeah,
Yeah. You know what? It's interesting. I had some experiences too, because I'm very kind and I'm very adaptable to a certain point, right? And
yeah.
I had to tell my boss once, I said, I hear you, but you don't have the right to tell me those things. You can have a personal opinion, but now you're in the position of my boss, and that's a no no. But I think that people actually do appreciate that, even if they don't like it the very moment it
Mm.
happens, right? Because it shows that you're reliable.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I left the company with a light heart, because there was no one at all who wasn't friendly towards me when I left. And
Yeah.
yeah,
See, you won their hearts. I knew you would.
they won my heart too. Anyway, I have another thing that has to do with positive thinking. I don't know if we have time, but I would like to take it up.
We have a lot of time. Go ahead.
A human body consists of 65% of water, as you know. And there was a Japanese man who I met in Stockholm, a very famous Japanese scientist who was, I would say, who was working with water, he and his team. And they froze in small water molecules, so water drops, and then they froze them. And they put under this bit of glass, they put a word, or they put a picture. I think he used words to start with. And the word could be love, or it could be hate, or it could be whatever. And the negative words, then when they took it's called the Petri dish, it's called, like laboratory dish. It's flat, and they're very like this size. And they took them out, and the water had frozen. Uh, when the word was good or positive, the water had formed beautiful ice flowers, and they were all different depending on what word had been used. And when the word was negative, the ice flowers had black spots, and they were missing pieces, and they looked terrible. And that meant, according to Master Emoto, that when our body has so much water, and when we are negative and we say negative words and we look at negative, we only read thrillers and look at detective, I don't know, terrible news, which there are a
Yeah,
lot
I know.
on TV. And that goes into our body, and it damages the molecules that we have there. So obviously, if we have too much negative and too little positive, then we get ill. That was
Yeah, we
his
do.
message. And
Yeah.
he was called to United Nations to talk about his work a couple of
Wow.
years before he died. And that's a how should I say, an acknowledgement of a scientist's fantastic work. He was a very, very nice person. I had the opportunity and honor to hear him in Stockholm when he was here. And we were many people in the audience. And when he died, a couple of years later, there's a interesting woman from New Zealand whose name is Veda Austin. And she's in a way continuing Masaru Emoto's work. And Veda has taken it on an even higher level than Masaru did, because you can look at Veda Austin at Instagram or Facebook. I know that she has, and YouTube, she has a film that's called The Secret Intelligence of Water.
Yeah.
And her pictures and her experiments with water, it is so that a water understands what we are thinking about. So she had accidentally found out. She was she was putting another word in it, and she was thinking about something, and the picture that came out from the frozen picture, it was the thing that she had been thinking.
Not what she said or wrote, right?
No, not what she
Oh,
said, but what
fascinating.
was on her mind. And sometimes
Fascinating.
water was showing something else.
Mhm.
So this kind of thing could come now. I'm also very interested in astrology. So we
Yeah.
have had
Can I chime
Pluto.
something in here? Sorry, interrupting you
Yeah,
again. We can talk for hours, the two of us, I know.
yeah.
But I have an interesting story. I'll make it very short. 2005, I went to a spiritual gathering at an old castle here in Sweden, a little bit outside of Stockholm. I think we were 10 to 15 people. I don't remember exactly. A wonderful gathering over a weekend. And I think that it was somehow connected with this Japanese, because he's Japanese. I can't say his name because I don't remember it.
Masaru Emoto. Mm.
Yes, thank you. His books and his research and things of that nature, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we had two quite big
yeah.
glasses of water. Yes, the true power of water. And one of them, we let it be like it was. So we were holding hands in a circle. We placed one of the glasses inside the circle, the other one was outside of the circle. And we focused positive energy, love, blessings, healing, whatever you would like of positive energy to the glass with the water. And then we could taste. And I promise you, and this is my own experience, there was a difference in taste. And the
It's
water
true.
came
Yeah,
from the same place.
it's true. It's true. You can just take. I have water in this cup. You can just take it and hold it like this, and then just say something. I love this water. I
Yes,
love to drink this water. This water is to my highest good, and then drink it up. Uh,
exactly.
anyway,
Keep on going. I just
everything.
put up some, we can state that we are also, if anyone has a question or would like a
Yeah.
very short mini reading, just a few sentences or something, we are here for you. So
Hmm.
don't be
Yeah.
shy. Come on. Yes, please. Arya.
Yeah. Yes. I'm continuing. I just get, I just don't know what I was about to say just now. So. Yeah.
How do we best cultivate? How do we go from the worldly way of being into cultivating a positive mindset?
How do we do? I think that it's coming. Because I attended a meeting, online meeting in January, with Sweden's one of the most famous astrologers, and he said that the last years, from actually 2020 up to now, five biggest or most distant planets, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and I forgot one, Jupiter, have been all in the same sign. They have been gathering in Capricorn.
Oh,
Last time this happened was when, during the time of French Revolution,
oh my goodness.
when people were killed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this has been now dissolved. But Pluto is still going a couple of times, so it's coming from Capricorn to Aquarius, Capricorn to Aquarius, and at the end of this year, totally to Aquarius. So when it goes to Aquarius, this means that we are having a new kind of world, maybe, that old things are going to dissolve. And for example, he said that medicine will more use energy medicine than traditional medicine. That would
Yeah.
be very interesting to see. It's coming already, I think, healing and such.
It is, and it takes, because many people think that this time is very, very negative in some way, right? And we see a lot of negative stuff, but it
Yeah,
doesn't mean that we need to focus on it. We want to focus on over there. That's what I want to
yes,
see for the future, right? And
yeah,
if enough people do that, we have more power than we actually
mm,
think.
mm, yeah,
And because we have been living in the way we have been living, and many times asleep, maybe not always spiritually, but worldly, because we didn't want to see things, right? But they are coming up to be cleared, to be, so we can make new choices, so we become aware. Awareness is a
exactly,
gift,
exactly.
really. Yes.
And I think also that the more people are changing their mindset, and that's why I was talking about positive thinking and affirmations and mantras, and according to what religion you have or no religion, you can always be positive. And the more people are positive, the more we can change this world, and the more we can change the negativity, and more we can change all these things that now, for example, in Sweden, we have a lot of shootings. We haven't had it before. The
No,
last, maybe it's from 2020 when it started, and in Stockholm and some other places, especially in Stockholm. And this is something that we are not used to be
no, we're not used
afraid
to.
when we go out in the evening. It's really terrible. I know that in the US it's another thing, but maybe we all positive thinking and positive mindset can change it.
We
And
can if we are enough, and we don't need to be every
yeah,
single one of us, because we can
exactly.
inspire the rest, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
have to chime
yeah.
in again. Sorry. I said hello to Miss Wanda, and this is quite some time ago. And we have Christina Peru from Greece with us.
Oh,
She says
hi.
in Greek, Kalispera, Poli endiaferon. Harika.
Kalispera, Christina.
So that's
Oh,
so
nice.
so wonderful. We are really global today, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
But I think that it's important to see. Sometimes we can feel overwhelmed by all those negative things, but it's a good thing to be aware. Keep ourselves aware. That's
Yeah,
it. We don't need to delve into everything, listen to everything. Just be aware. And when we are aware, the awareness brings us to redirect our focus, right?
yes. I'm going to redirect your focus to my assistant.
Yes.
Meet my assistant. Meet my
Oh,
assistant. He's fast asleep. This is my small cat. He's very big.
he's he's not small.
His
He's
name
eight
is Simba.
kilos.
My
I
small
don't.
lion. Simba, come. Come and say hello. No.
No, he
No,
doesn't
he's
want to.
sleeping.
Oh,
He's
he's
sleeping.
sleeping. You know that cats are healers. We talked about this.
Yeah.
I know you know
Dogs
it.
too.
Yeah. Not true.
Dogs
I,
too.
okay, I didn't hear you.
What?
I didn't hear you correctly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, you have the most wonderful history, and nothing in our lives are never a coincidence, right? So even if
Exactly.
we are thinking at a certain point in time that, okay, maybe I made a mistake, this is very common, right? Maybe I should have chosen a different path, but you know what?
Yes.
The secret is that we wouldn't be exactly in this moment as this moment is if
Mm.
we took another route to come here. It would have looked different.
Yeah, everything has happened to our learning. And one day I feel quite so sure that I don't have too tough lessons left, that the very tough lessons have been. But we will see. Um, it feels easier because working life is full of lessons, and marriage is full of lessons, as you know, and uh, and also school. Everywhere where we have groups of people,
Yes.
we are learning a lot of lessons how to interact with other people. And
Yeah, we
my
do. And
working, yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah,
Please go ahead.
yeah, my working life ended so well. So I think that maybe I learned that lesson.
Mm. I think that many people, I had that question from many. They think that if we are going to have a spiritual life, we need to do something really that is considered spiritual, like what I do, for instance, working with people on over the phone, um, answering their questions and things of that nature. But no, we don't have to. Everything is equally sacred and equally spiritual in that sense, because we are souls coming here, having a human experience, first of all. And even a doctor is a healer, a nurse is a healer, a dentist is a healer.
Yeah, yeah, of
Uh,
course.
and if you are very spiritual, some people may actually think that, okay, but I've been working in a supermarket or I've been doing the things that you do, but you are spreading the light where you are and you did it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can be a right person at the right place. You can save somebody's life only with a few friendly words.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly.
I think we all are given our own how should I say, own task or own position where we have to be, where we do the best we can.
Yeah, exactly. And that is the
Mm.
only thing we can do, and not punishing ourselves, because that's not going to bring us starting in here, self-love. I love
Yeah.
and accept myself just as I am. I am. I am that I
Mm.
am. Right?
I am that I am. It is actually, I did the meditation the other night. I am. Try it because it was really powerful. I felt my whole body vibrating. I am. So that's healing.
That is healing indeed.
I hope that we have given some kind of inspiration to somebody who's listening.
Yeah. And even if we can't
Corinne,
see you, Corinne, I brought you on again.
yeah,
Well, hello there. I'm a voice that is unseen today, but that's okay because you ladies are just you're just touching a lot of people with what you're saying, uh, and
thank you.
I can tell you honestly, I have had encounters with seen and physically seen angels.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I really know that experience when they come into your life, and and I'll share that sometime with Anna, and then we'll get it going. But it was a delight listening to you, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there in the visual because I am dressed so beautifully today.
Yeah,
You're
we don't
always
believe.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Arya.
Next time, Karine, we have to see this beautiful dress. We don't believe you otherwise.
I know. You know, seeing is believing. I understand that.
I'm joking.
So, no, it is, I think that talking about spiritual things, and sometimes maybe because everything is a chain, something is leading to something else. And then we come back to where we started off, probably a little bit deeper, right? But it's a
Yes.
never ending thing, and we can dig and dig and dig and dig, and it's very exciting. And I think that we shouldn't lose hope and faith that we can actually see good things happening for us. Because if we don't have that hope and faith, we put the terms and conditions and the framework
Mm.
for things not coming along, right?
Hope and faith. That could be 2 words to put under your water glass and
Yes.
program the water with.
Yeah. And we can in this way we're talking about, we can bless the food we eat because it contains liquid also and water, right? Everything. Plus
Yeah.
ourselves, blessing
Mm.
ourselves, blessing the
Exactly.
water we're drinking, everything.
Yeah, take the most beautiful glass you have and put a note or a beautiful picture, a picture of a rose or something under the glass, and let the water have the picture or the word, and then drink it, and you will see the difference. It's a big difference, and that's also healing. There are many ways you can heal yourself and others.
Yes, and you can have cats and they can
You
come
can
and
have
sit on
cats
you
that,
and they bring healing.
yeah, he's so calm. I think he liked this talk because before we started, he was yelling like mad, and I thought that this lion here was rummaging around. We can't have any kind of meeting, but now he's so good. He's a good
You
boy.
know, I have to tell you something. I think this goes for all animals actually, and we have a lot of ducks and geese in Greece, and they are allowed to walk around the whole property if they want to. Sometimes we do lock them in, but they have a big space of their own. Um, but one day, I usually do, when I do healing and Reiki and things of that nature, I do it inside. I'm sitting somewhere by myself, relaxing, or I'm going to sit outside a tree or something. But I was standing outside one morning and I was sending Reiki healing. And all of a sudden, I opened my eyes and I looked in front of me, and I had a half circle of a few geese and a few ducks
Yeah,
staring at me. They loved it. And I think that
of
goes
course. Yeah.
for Mr. Beautiful Cat here too, right?
Yeah, he felt the energy and he fell asleep.
So
So it was really nice to talking to you, and I'm very honored to have been invited as a guest.
I hope to have you on again. I hope you got your feet wet now and you say, when am I going to be on next time, right?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
I will. There
And I
are
can
many
add,
topics to talk about.
yeah,
Thank you
many
very much.
things. Thank you too. And just to add a little bit about Arya, she's very, very spiritual. She's good at doing readings as well, and psychic and mediumship and all of that good stuff. So next time she will be on, you know that, so we can both give mini readings, answer spiritual questions of any kind. And sometimes life questions and spiritual questions are very much connected, right? So
Yes.
you have been watching Cosmic Guardians, and today we have been with Invisible, don't laugh, Corrine, Invisible host Anne and Corrine, Visible Anne, Invisible Corrine, and special guest Adelina, all the way from Sweden. And we have been talking about your personal spiritual journey and the art of positive thinking, among quite a few other things. But as always, one thing always leads to another. You have inspired us. Thank you so much for coming on. And we intend to be live with you every week on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time in the US, 12 noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece. Our next live will be on Wednesday, May 29th, and we will talk about life is a contrast, yin and yang, how to find harmony in balance in life. And we will go live at facebook.com/Cosmic Guardians and youtube.com/@Angel Place on Earth. And it will be with me and Corinne. And you're so welcome to follow our group and page on Facebook. You find us at facebook.com/Cosmic Guardians again, or the group facebook.com/groups/Cosmic Guardians. So it's very funny to repeat yourself, right? And it's absolutely wonderful. And this is such a blessing and a beautiful experience. We have one comment. I'm just going to see. Okay. Joyce is saying thank you to all of you and Adelina for sharing your experience. Yes, thank you, Joyce.
Thank you
so
for
much.
Listening. Thank
Yes.
you for listening, Joyce.
Thank you for listening. And I think that, is there anything more you want to add?
Me? Are you asking me?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think we have said, I had written 4 pages here, just notes, and I think I have said the most of it. I think we have to return another time with other topics.
Okay. Okay, so
Oh, there's one more thing. If somebody has got questions about what we have been talking about, you can send them to Cosmic Guardians, I think. And
yes, because
we all can try to answer.
Yeah, and we have had your how to connect with you on here.
Yes.
And you can always, if
Yeah.
you don't remember, go to Cosmic Guardians on Facebook and you find information for Adelina.
Exactly.
It's Adelina. It's actually facebook.com/AdelinaH444. Couldn't be better, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just say love, light, peace, and joy to you all, and see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're off now.